Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It's Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of the FIFA 20 Ultimate Team Road to Glory, episode number 134. In today's episode, there's just like a whole bunch of all sorts going on. Whether that be trying to get icon swap tokens off camera, using teams like this, or doing some SBCs, playing some rivals for objectives. There's lots going on. Do me a favor, if you do enjoy, hit me with a thumbs up. That'd be brilliant. Let's go for 2,500 likes. I know you can smash that. So that's your objective today. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new and click the notification bell. Become part of the notification squad. And like every day, leave a comment if you are a notification gang member, because I like to reply to you guys. So I managed to, off camera, get icon swap to this guy, Sumare, done, which was the hardest one out of the lot for me. The EFL and SPL, SFL, SPL, I think. The Scottish Premier League. Yeah, I managed to get that one done in squad battles off camera. That was the most difficult one because my team was rubbish. But that is 5 out of 6 icon swap tokens collected from this, from not the holiday season, the New Year's season is what it's called this year. Yeah, we've done that, and I will also get the final icon swap in this episode as well. But we also had some SBCs come out, didn't we? So a couple of days ago, we got the 81 plus guarantee SBC come out, or double upgrade, that's what it's actually called. So you get 2 81 plus players that are rare, I think, guaranteed, yeah, for 11 rare players, which does seem quite costly, but it also cuts out so many players, and considering it is 81 plus, the chances of getting like a headliner are probably drastically increased than if you were to just do like a gold upgrade or whatever. So yeah, like some people really like them, some people dislike them. However, I decided to test my luck with a few of these on the account today to see what we could possibly get, because I haven't packed a headliner at all this year, or so far this week, you know. So it would be nice to get one. Whether or not we can actually make that happen is another story. We get Kepa in the first pack, so I'm like, all right, it's 81 plus, and we actually got an 84 from the first pack, so I can't really complain that much. You know, it's good fodder. I mean, yeah, that's pretty much all it is, really. And there was another 84 in there. So that's like a Premier League goalkeeper sorted. And also, I mean, we've got a Team of the Year Alisson, so we're kind of all right there. It's good fodder, though. And then a League 1 goalkeeper sorted for first owner objectives as well in 84 Ruffier. So that was all right. I decided to craft another one. And after I'd done a couple, I was like, I don't have many players in my club, but I'll be willing to try and get towards getting 5 of these done, to do them like one after the other. Do one, take the players, craft another one, do another one, and get 5 done to give you an idea of how they are for me, so that you can get an idea as to whether or not you want to complete them yourself. So that's exactly what I did, and that is what takes up the first few minutes of this episode. So this will be pack number 3. In the second one, we got 2 81s, which is as bad as it can possibly get. So we've had 2 84s and 2 81s. In this pack right here, we don't actually get boards again, and again, I think it's going to be 2 81s, because obviously the card that's shown is an 81. And it's Lautaro Martinez, who of course we have an untradeable, way better version of him than that, so we can easily stick that one into the next, those 2 players into the next SBC. And we do get boards, I believe, from this pack right here. We're going to get ourselves Dutch CDM, and of course that is going to be Daily Blind. For a moment I was like, oh, maybe it could be an 84, it could be Memphis Depay or something, but then you see the CDM, and obviously it's Daily Blind, and it's a perfect link pack. We get Van der Beek and also and Blind in the same pack, so both Dutch, both from Ajax, both play in the middle of midfield. We then get a Team of the Week player in our final one, I think it is, and it's not someone I really know. I recognise the name. Maybe he's had some informs in previous FIFAs, or maybe another inform earlier on this FIFA. But yeah, I do recognise that. It's an 81 rated French inform, so it's all right. You know, that's kind of worth 10k, but obviously we're gonna struggle to find a use for that, because most of the SBCs that do require informs are like a higher rated. They're normally like an 84 or 85 or 86 rated squad with an inform, and he's not really going to cut it there, is he? So that's what I found this year, is that I struggle quite a lot with the lower rated informs that I've got. They tend to just chill in the club until I eventually just discard them or put them into another SBC. So next on my list was to try and convert some of my non-rare golds that were in my club, like untradeable fodder or just players that were fodder, to upgrade them to 2 rare gold players, and then that would get me another 1 or 2 of the 81 plus upgrade, or the good SBC done. So that was next on the agenda, so I pretty much just skipped through these as quick as possible. It is, of course, possible to get, like, boards, walkouts. I mean, we get 83 Tolisso right there. I was a little bit annoyed because I kept getting blue players in my 2 rare gold players packs, and they don't count as gold rares, and that's what I needed for the 81 plus double guarantee. So yeah, I wasn't so happy when I saw the blue players in there, especially people like Tolisso. I don't need him for a squad. I've got a storyline Tolisso in my club that I could use. So yeah, you know, it was a little bit meh, but we got some decent low-rated players that we could happily throw into another one of these SBCs. So we've done a 6th one here, and it is going to be a board. Just boards though, no walkout, no headliner. Unfortunately for me so far. The next time we'll get a chance is of course with like marquee matchups later this week and rewards later this week. So fingers crossed we get something. In the last one I end up getting I'm an 83 rated duplicate untradeable Buffon, so I'm like, well, I'm not just going to discard that, am I? I had enough stuff pretty much in the club. I went and bought 2 Argentine players, and I've shoved the Buffon here into the SBC to get one final 81 plus double upgrade, just so that we can kind of make use out of that duplicate untradeable Buffon rather than just discarding him. Do I regret doing that though? Well, unfortunately, yeah, because this pack is not even going to be a board or a walkout. So we've done 7 now, and we've not really come away with many returns. So yeah, I mean, get Gelson Martins again. We've got a better version of Gelson Martins in our club, haven't we? We have the storyline version again. So I thought, you know what, the club's fairly empty of players now. I'm not going to carry on with them. Let's just leave them for now. I went and played 6 more games, so I played 10 games. I got 10 wins of squad battles done yesterday. So my eyes went a bit square because obviously it's just long, innit? It's just boring. But we got it done, so that was fine. So that's all of the icon swaps now done for this season, with 10 days and 21 hours at the time of recording to go. And it's more like 9 days to go, obviously, when you're watching this now, or 10, yeah, it's 9 days, I think. So we get a level 17 reward. For this, I'm going to choose the Snow-Capped Mountains, I believe. I actually quite like the look of the Neon Future stuff, and the Tifo as well. Excuse me. Which will be coming up in a level or two's time, but I'm probably once again just going to choose the Snow-Capped Mountains because I think that also looks quite good. So I could sell up or list up the Dutch players that I went and bought. So obviously you could see that my midfield was all right. We used the Blind and we used the, I've forgotten his name, Van der Beek. Yeah, we used him because we got them 2 from a pack, didn't we? We already own Ziyech. We already own Promes. I had a couple of silvers up top. They came straight off for Messi and Aguero. And then I just bought like an all right, probably one of the best, I guess, Eredivisie gold defenders, in like Haps and Martinez and a couple of other players that would just do the job. So I didn't really have to make any substitutions there. So that got done so much easier than the SPL and EFL one was, just because I actually had full chemistry, full gold team. It was all right in the end, so that was fine. And then I obviously realised that, okay, I've got about 9 minutes of footage on the video. We've got to figure out where we're going from here. So I'm just going to show you, obviously, here we go. We're completed with 6 out of 6 swaps for the holiday season. We could have been up to 12 right now, but of course we have spent 6 on Van der Sar. The people that watch this every day, you guys already know that. But yeah, of course, if we hadn't have done that Van der Sar, we probably wouldn't have packed Alisson, because sod's law, that's how it would have worked, right? But we could already have the likes of a Coman or a Seedorf, or there's probably a couple that actually do cost 12 tokens themselves. So if you guys have saved your tokens for both seasons and you've now got all of them, let me know if there's any player there that you can now just about afford, that you're toying with, that you're curious about. Maybe you actually do want to get them. Is that like a Zambrotta, or is he 10 or 11? I'm not sure. But yeah, let me know about that, because I think we're getting to that stage where people are going to start to think, should I unlock them or should I carry on for SEN? Because that could be literally like a month or so down the line until you could even get him, which would be super, super frustrating. So then there was time. I needed to go into some rivals because there's some week gold 2 stuff to do. There was also the challenges for Headliner Plea. Just because I was bored with it and I didn't really have anything else to do, I thought, well, I need to get some rivals points to get me up to at least rank 2 anyway. So I have to go into rivals. So why not make use of my my Perisic and my Gelson Martins, the storyline cards that I've picked up over the last couple of seasons? Why not make use of them and see if I can stick them up front? If I can get a win and score with both of them in each game, then that's part of the objectives done. You know, that's the most difficult objective for this player, is to score with both Liga and Bundesliga players in separate wins, 4 separate wins. So you can see after 22 minutes, we'd actually got that objective done. We'd scored with both Perisic and we'd also scored with Gelson Martins. So this game, we just needed to win. And it looked like that was always literally going to be the case because we were absolutely dominating this game. I ended up taking a penalty that I earned with Ferland Mendy because he's a Frenchman. And another one of the challenges is to score 2 goals in the same match with a Frenchman in 4 separate matches. And I hadn't brought on like Ben Yedder at this point because I forgot to put him on the bench. So as you can see, I went with some like mazy runs with Ferland Mendy, and he turned out to actually be quite good at finishing. So we got our second goal there with Mendy in the same game. You'll also notice that I get a chip through ball assist with Messi there. So I was getting lots and lots and lots of objectives, or at least parts of objectives done in this one game right here. And that was right there, an assist with the defender because Ferland Mendy knocked it across. So I ended up winning like 8-0, and that was exactly what I needed because, one, that's obviously quite motivational. Sometimes rivals can feel like a real drag. But we got like nearly 3,000 XP from that game alone. We are nearly done with the squad battle stuff in the background just from playing squad battles anyway. And we are 1 out of 4 for both Across the Alps and Goal Getter, which are the 2 rivals-based challenges for Plea. So if they can be like that nearly every game, then yeah, I'll unlock him. Fine. We've got a couple days left to do it, so I'm sure I'll try and go into rivals and make that happen. And as you can see, because we got loads of XP, we actually passed another level in this episode as well, getting really close now to that level 20 reward. And I nearly chose Neon Future. Road Trip was a no-no, but we ended up actually going with the snow-capped mountains. And I should have applied it right there just to see what it looked like in game. I don't really care that much about the Tifos. I much prefer the Kaká and the Zidane ones that we've got in the club, like the actual footballer ones, the icon ones. But I guess mountains look quite cool as well, right? That's like a Lasty quote. I guess mountains look cool. Lasty 2020. But we go into our next game of rivals here, hoping that this one would be just as simple as the last. It turns out this one wasn't going to be. This guy was a better player, playing with a 4-2-2, which seems to cancel out my 4-4-2 quite well. But I think we got a goal with Perisic right there. Instead of bringing Gelson Martins on for this particular game, or at this stage of this game, I ended up bringing on Ben Yedder, because he was also French. So if I could try and get 2 goals with him, as well as getting a goal with Perisic all in the same match and then winning it, that would get both of those challenges done as well. But as you can see, wasn't quite going to plan in this match. Ben Yedder isn't as good as Gelson Martins, but if I end up getting part of the challenge done, as you can see, because I'd scored with Perisic, I ended up bringing Gelson Martins on in this match just to try and maximise my chances of scoring with a Ligue 1 player, getting my French goals, all of that stuff. And we end up getting it back to 3-2, but I'd piled on the constant pressure, the 10 depth, all of that stuff towards the end of the game. And you can see that Adama Traore outmuscled David Luiz. That's how crazy he is in those situations. And my opponent was able to obviously just score on the break because all my players were up trying to score. So it was either going to be I was going to get the equaliser and the winner, or I was going to lose. So that final goal didn't really mean a whole bunch. But we come away with a loss. So that was like one of the pointless games. We might have got a little challenge done here or there, like a lofted through ball assist or something. But it took 45 minutes in this super bore fest of this game to go 1-0 up. We get a lucky goal with Frankie. And then as you can see here, for some reason, his Ederson just wipes out my Ben Yedder. And the ref gives a penalty just because he threw it out a little bit too far. So I step up with Ben Yedder and I do my thing again where I'm like, aiming left, and then just go down the middle. I've actually kind of grasped the timing of penalties as well. So even if the circle does get bigger, you time that green or, you know, yellowy green, and then it still kind of goes within the circle that you're trying to get. So my next goal was obviously to score with Perisic, and I could not stop hitting the post. I hit it 3 times, I think, but I only managed to show you 2 of them because I lost the other one in the. I just couldn't find it in my while scrolling through my gameplay. But we pick it out to Ben Yedder here. So that's the second French goal in this game. So that's that part of the challenge done. And my opponent was doing everything he could to stop me from scoring with my Perisic until the last kick of the game. I finally get it because he brings that goalkeeper out. Perisic was nowhere to be seen until I held that ball up with Frankie, knocked it back, and got a free shot on goal. So right at the end, I got my challenge done or you know, the 2 out of the second part of the challenge done for that one. So as you can see, when we go through to what we've unlocked here, we get a milestone done because we've won a couple games with an AS Monaco player. You know, I'm never going for these milestone players. I just don't think they're worth it. But yeah, well, at least we've got one part of it done. We've already done the PSG part, I'm sure, with Neymar and Mbappe. So we're 2 out of 20 on getting that Japanese centre back. But yeah, look at where we're at. 1 out of 2, 4 out of 5, 2 out of 4, and 2 out of 4 on the 2 online rivals ones. So if I can play a few more games for tomorrow's episode and it's the same difficulty, I managed to get a couple of things done again, then it will just be the squad battle stuff to done, which will be an absolute piece of, you know, it'll be super simple. We'll get that done in no time and just have that Plea just because it was something to do. I don't want him or need him or whatever. But I guess it's an alright Bundesliga striker that we can start in our first owner Bundesliga team. But yeah, these 3 players were super useful for me today. My 2 storyline players finally coming into play and being useful. Ben Yedder getting a couple of goals as well. We were trying to force the ball to him. But that Perisic is really good. And I also really like Gelson Martins as well. We've just got so much talent in my main squad that it's difficult for them to normally get on the pitch. So I guess we just use them when objectives are around. Guys, that's going to wrap things up for the video today. So as you can tell, there was quite a lot going on. We haven't really completed a whole bunch, but we've left stuff in good stead to complete over the next couple of days. If you do enjoy, hit me with a thumbs up button. Let's go for over 2,500 likes. That would be amazing. Why don't you come follow me on Twitter and Instagram as well? The links are down below. And most importantly, out of everything, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Good luck to you. I hope your day goes well, and I'll catch you tomorrow with another episode. Peace.